All right, so one of the key things when you prep your house for painting is take into consideration that this is going to be one major investment, anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000, that you do not want going down the drain within 5 to 6 years. In order to extend the life of your paint, what you're really going to have to do is make sure that the surface is prepped to paint. So when you do your inspection of your home, you went around, you made sure that, hey, your house does need to get paint. You're going to want to first check to make sure that all the vegetation, any trees, bushes, vines growing up against the house are removed. You're going to want about a foot of space initially. I'm not saying down the road you can't live with 6 inches, but what's really necessary is it gives enough room for the painter to get back there, paint the bushes so that he's not leaning up against anything that's really important to you. The other thing is you want to replace any damaged boards. There's no reason to go ahead and paint over any blemishes. It's pretty cheap. I mean, depending, it's not expensive long pieces of wood, but if there's any damage done by termites or vermins or whatever, you want to make sure that all those boards are replaced and primed a good 2 times. Because what's going to happen is you want to seal in that board. Any exposure to the elements is just going to go ahead and reduce the life of that board if it's not primed properly. Once that's done, you want to make sure that your home is pressure washed. Most painters, they'll subcontract it to contractors that come in within a matter of 2 to 3 hours and pressure wash your home for anywhere from $200 to $400. And then once it's pressure washed and all the debris and all the contaminants are removed from the house, you want to make sure that all the dry rot is fixed. So you're going to go around with the screwdriver and any potential spots where you think that there's dry rot. You want to poke through and remove all of basically the mushy portions of wood. And you're going to want to let it dry out. So if you have a heat gun or a hair dryer, you'll go ahead, you'll dry it out. And there's a lot of products out there. The one I recommend is Abatron Wood Epox. That's one of the most common ones. It's a little expensive. It's 2-part epoxy, but follow the instructions. You're going to want to go ahead and line it to make sure that the surface is prepped for it. And then you basically form this Play-Doh-like material to take place where the wood is rotten. The other thing is you want to caulk in any gaps in the board. So you'll see, depending on the exterior of your home, anywhere along the edge, and you'll see in the top right photo along the edge between the molding and the house, there's an opportunity to just run a bead of caulking down there. And the one thing I will tell you is that you want to spend at least $4 to $5 on good exterior paintable caulking. The color doesn't really matter, but one of the things to take into consideration is once your home expands and contracts from temperature changes, what this is going to do is it's going to have an effect on the adhesion that your caulking has to the home, and it's also going to have a lot of wear and tear on the caulking itself. So over time, I can't tell you how many times that I've had to peel off old bad caulking just because they didn't use the right materials. So make sure, even when you have a contractor come in, that they're using the right material. If they're not, or you feel uncomfortable, if they're using junky stuff, go down to Home Depot, spend whatever, $20-30, and tell them, hey, if there's any caulking you're going to be using, use this one. The last thing is fill in any holes. And I'm not talking about using steel wool. I'm talking about getting a slab of board, plastering it over, making sure that there's no opportunity for any unwanted visitors from entering into your house. All right. And then the last thing, is also you want to remove any loose nails or staples. If you leave those up, there's always the possibility for rust to be drawn along the side of the house. Anything from Christmas lights, hangings, and whatnot. If they're not the big aluminum or stainless steel type, just remove them. And then before you go ahead and you're ready to have the painting performed, remove all the valuables that are sitting around the house. Any lawn ornaments, any patio furniture. If you can put it in the garage or get it out of the way, once these guys start spraying, there's always the opportunity for speckled pieces of paint to land on stuff that's probably too much of a hassle to go ahead and ask to get repaired or replaced. All right, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and I appreciate anything you have to offer. Thank you.